All right, friends, today we're going to do our lesson on somebody different. Do you remember who we did our lesson on yesterday?
Yeah.
He was that guy playing the piano. Does anybody remember his name? You remember?
It's Charles.
Very good, Ray Charles. And today we have a lady, and she didn't have anything wrong with her eyesight. She was deaf. Do you know what the word deaf means?
It means you can't hear.
Right, she couldn't hear. And her name is Helen Keller. Can y'all say Helen Keller?
Helen Keller.
Have you heard of her before? Anybody ever heard of her?
Yeah, I've heard of her.
All right, so we are going to learn about Helen Keller, and she was actually blind and deaf. So she had both things with her. So not only was she deaf, she also couldn't see. That's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, that's
So deaf means that you can't hear. Here's another word that you hear, frustrated. Do you know what the word frustrated means?
Yeah.
What does it mean, Liam? Raised his hand.
Scared sometimes?
Kind of, but it kind of means more if you get.
Okay, I always got frustrated.
Yeah, people say it like that a lot. Say, I got discouraged or unhappy when I couldn't do something. For example, I got frustrated when I couldn't tie my shoe. I bet somebody knows this word. Disobedient. What does the word disobedient mean? Have you ever heard someone say, don't be disobedient? Sienna? Disobedient means that you are misbehaving or you are not doing what you are told. Marcus had to go to bed early because he had been disobedient.
My sister had done that before.
And he couldn't watch TV. And then the last one is called sensations. Can you say sensations?
Sensations.
Sensations are feelings caused by one of your senses. So Helen Keller, she didn't have any sensations of her ears or of her eyes, mask on face, but she could have sensations of her other senses. Let's see how she was able to do anything else. Ooh, do you know what sign language is? What's sign language? Sign language is talking with your hands. But Helen Keller, she wouldn't have been able to see that either, would she?
Yeah, she speaks English, I think. Or Spanish.
You can talk in sign language in any language.
Can you talk in Spanish?
Yeah, like Spanish people, they will talk in sign language in Spanish. And English people will talk in sign language in English.
What's that?
Yes.
What's 6 in Spanish?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So today we're going to hear the story, Sienna, of Helen Keller, and we're going to learn about a person who was blind and deaf. Okay? You guys ready? All right, I'm going to show you a picture. Remember how we looked at those pictures yesterday? And this is going to be a different looking picture. If someone's talking while Miss Beck's talking, remember that's rude. And we don't want to be rude. You see the hand? Oh, there's the eyes. That's not the one I wanted. Oh no, Miss Beck. Okay, let me get what I needed for y'all. Please be patient just a minute. All right, so I have to go. What grade are we in? Kindergarten.
It's 0 grade.
Then I have to go to Knowledge 2. I just lost my tab. And then I have to go to the image cards. Remember how we saw the pictures of the piano and everything yesterday? Well, those are not the right image cards, Miss Beck. Oh, what sense was that? Uh-huh.
You done it. Is it here? It's not fine.
Ooh, okay, these are the right ones. So see if we see any of the sense. Oh, someone's crying. There's her eyes. Oh, they're hearing. There's the eardrum. Oh, you can hear that fire alarm. Smell the flowers. Oh, that's a rescue dog. Rescue dogs really smell people. Ooh, touching the tongue. Ooh, women. Surely not. Ooh, hot. Cold. Okay, 3, 2, 1, 0. So these were the images from yesterday. Do you remember what that was? Liam, what was it? What? They do. Okay, here's what we want. That was Braille. All right, friends, so here's a picture of a darkened room. So what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes. And imagine that you are sitting in a room with no windows and you had earmuffs on your ears. So you're going to close your eyes. You can't see anyone and you can't hear anyone. And you can't talk either. Now imagine that you've got to stand up and move around this dark and silent room using only your hands and feet to guide you. How would you feel about staying in this room? Do you like it?
Yeah.
I'd be scared.
You
might start to feel sorry for yourself or frustrated that you couldn't do the things that you wanted to do. Well, that's like this young girl named Helen Keller. She was born a long time ago, 150 years ago. It was a long time ago. When she was a baby, she caught a disease that made her lose her eyesight and her hearing.
Wait, what did?
She had a disease.
What is disease?
A disease is something that gets your body, makes you really, really sick. And for the rest of her life, she couldn't hear or she couldn't see. She was deaf. So she was living in a world of darkness and silence. All right, take a look at this picture. This is a picture of Helen Keller. And her life was really, really hard when she grew up. She became frustrated and angry because she was blind and deaf, and she couldn't talk to other people. She felt sorry for herself and was often mean to other people. When children tried to play with her, she broke their toys. One time, she locked her mother in a room so she couldn't get out. At dinner time, she's so frustrated because she couldn't hear or see. At dinner time, Helen walked around the table sniffing everybody's food. If she smelled something she liked, she gobbled it up.
Yeah.
Why do you think she acted this way when she was growing up?
Yeah.
Liam, why do you think she acted this way?
Yeah. My sister does act like this too.
Yeah, but why do you think Helen acted so, she locked her mom in a room and gobbled up other people's food? What did it say about her? She was very what?
Mean.
She was mean, but why was she mean?
She was frustrated.
She was frustrated because she couldn't see or hear. Now imagine if you had been walking around and all of a sudden you couldn't see or hear. That would be really, really bad. Okay, so here is Helen Keller, and she doesn't look mean, but she was having a rough time, wasn't she?
What?
Well, were you listening?
What do you mean?
Were you listening to why she was mean?
Yeah.
Okay, because she was frustrated. Helen Keller kept feeling her way through the world, groping and fumbling through silent darkness. Her senses of touch, smell, and taste were the only senses she could use. As an adult, she remembered those days by saying, "I literally thought with my body." The only memories she had from those years were sensations. For example, she would remember how she felt when she went outside and she was really upset, and she would bury her face in the grass. This would make her calm down and cool down because she could smell the wonderful grass and the beautiful flowers. Helen's mother and father loved her very much, but because she couldn't understand the world around her, she became disobedient, that means acting up, and out of control. When she was 6, her parents hired a special teacher named Anne Sullivan to take care of Helen. Helen tried to help her learn how to communicate and talk. And if Helen could teach, or Anne could teach her how to communicate, maybe she would stop being so upset. Anne Sullivan knew that because she couldn't hear her talk, she never learned what a word was. Can you imagine? Yeah. She started teaching Helen Keller to use her fingers to write and spell on her hands. Put your hand out. Can you write your name on your hand? You feel how that feels when you write your name? She could feel it, but she couldn't see it, and she couldn't hear it. Her teacher taught her how to spell the word water. Okay, see if you can spell the word water on your hand. I'm going to tell you how. Get your hand out. W A T E R. How did that feel when you were touching your hand? Good. Itchy. It kind of feels tickly to me. Yeah. And then she taught her how to spell her name. So her name was Helen. So she say like this. Put your hand out. H E L E N. And because Helen couldn't see that, she had to learn how the letters felt on her hand. And that was her way of communicating.
Then does she have to?
All right, so this is a picture of Helen Keller and her teacher, Anne, and they became very close. And when Helen learned how to communicate with other people, she started to feel a whole lot better. She said, I have been a ghost, and I didn't even know my name. Now I was a person, and I could understand people, and they could understand me. For the first time, Helen had a way to tell people what she was thinking. When Helen wanted to speak to Anne, she wrote words on her hand. Eventually, Anne taught Helen sign language so she could communicate more with others. So remember Miss Beck told you about sign language? Sign language is when you use your hands to talk and say the letters. So this is a screen up here about sign language, and each letter has a different sign. So Helen thought that she could learn how to spell her name using her hands. And her teacher is the one who's taught her that. Aren't you glad she had a good teacher? Okay, this is a picture of that Braille. What does Braille do for them if you can't see? What do? You feel it. And she eventually learned how to read Braille because she learned how to feel those dots.
I don't even see any letters. How can they read letters?
Okay, Matthew, I want you to listen. They're not actually letters. They're dots that feel like letters. And when they feel them, that helps them spell the words. But they don't look like letters to us, do they? But they feel like letters to them. And boys and girls, this is a picture of Helen Keller when she grew up. And look at her. Does she look sad and frustrated anymore? No, she looks wonderful. She's got a beautiful dress on, and she's even smiling. So her teacher made a big difference in her life because she taught her how to not see. She couldn't see. Communicate. And how does she do that? By using her hands, her sense of touch. Do you think that this story is real or fake? Real. Helen Keller was a real person, just like Ray Charles was a real person. They were both real people.
Then where are they?
They're not alive anymore. She lived over 150 years old, 150 years ago, so she's not alive anymore. She's dead. She's passed away. But she was a really cool lady. So why do you think Miss Beck showed you about Helen Keller? Why do you think I would have wanted you to see her?
I've been around for 6 years.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think Miss Beck, Emily, why do you think I want to show you Helen Keller? Well, think about what we've been learning. We've been learning about our 5 senses, right?
What does this mean?
And Helen Keller, she could see or hear, right? So, Sienna, why do you think that I wanted you to learn about her? Huh? All right. Anybody think you know why you wanted me? I wanted you to learn? Okay, I wanted you to learn about her because she was able to do something very remarkable. Remember that word remarkable from yesterday? Remarkable means that she could do something that was really, really awesome. Remarkable. And she could do it even though she can't see and hear. So Helen Keller was remarkable.